Albert Einstein once said, "In the midst of every crisis lies great opportunity." For the travel industry, opportunity was not the word that most would have chosen back in March and April of 2020. Shock, devastation, hopelessness, those were the words that seemed much more fitting for the time. According to Phocuswright research, global gross bookings declined by $875 billion in 2019, a 60% decrease over 2019. International flights were grounded, hotels were shuttered all around the world. Increasing liquidity to ensure survival was on every travel business leader's mind. However, entrepreneurs seek market disruption to uncover opportunities. If we reflect back on the last industry crisis, the Great Recession of 2008 and 2009, some transformational companies were founded. Has anyone heard of Airbnb? How about Uber? Get Your Guide? We know that companies and products were germinated during the past 2 years that will catapult our industry forward. Back in February, Phocuswright teamed up with WIT to launch a global startup pitch with the goal to uncover the most interesting travel startups from every corner of the globe. Round one occurred in late May. 30 travel startups out of a total of 125 applicants pitched in front of an esteemed panel of judges, as well as a global virtual audience. It was great to see such activity in the startup world, which definitely keeps our industry buzzing. Round two is coming up in late August, and the finals will be held at WIT Singapore in early October. Today we focus on launch, where companies of all sizes and scale will have the opportunity to pitch their products. We carefully curated a list of companies to intersect with some of the trends and opportunities that we are seeing in the market through our research coverage. For example, the European travel market declined by 64% in 2020. An opportunity that entrepreneurs uncovered was on the digital side of the market. While we project that the total market will not fully recover until 2025 and beyond, the online portion of the market will recover by the end of 2024. And if you look at online penetration, this accelerated from 53% before the pandemic to 55% during, and up to 61 and 63% as we kind of enter into that recovery phase. Today, we will see a couple of companies who are finding niches within this online portion of the market. As travel pent-up demand is unleashed, travelers are seeking purpose, not just trying to check off destinations on their bucket list. They are looking for rest and relaxation, a need to get away from home where they have spent much of the past 2 years working and schooling their children. They want to visit friends and family who they have not seen in quite some time, and want to escape friends and family who they spent far too much time with over the last couple of years. We will also see a company or two today who are helping travelers realize the desire for purposeful travel. And the trend of rapid digitization is real. Across the travel spectrum, companies have realized that digitization has to be core to their businesses, and they've accelerated their efforts and invested in these initiatives. And there was already a big focus on user experience, and traveler-focused initiatives were top of mind for many. Give or take 2/3 of travelers in key Western European markets prefer to use contactless options, which help them avoid face-to-face interactions more often while traveling. Contactless tech was implemented rapidly as a way to minimize personal interactions, and travelers quickly adopted contactless as a better form of hospitality. And it's not just travelers that are embracing contactless and digital solutions. B2B travel tech companies are using fintech, group reservation technologies, and automation technology to help travel companies become much more efficient at executing bookings and providing top-notch customer service. So you'll also see 2 to 3 companies today who are pushing the boundaries of automation. So all in, we have 6 companies who are going to share their products with you today. You'll all have a role in selecting which company you think has the best chance of disrupting the industry. So you'll vote on that as we go on through the session. We'll turn on the vote at the end. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Kimberly Newberry, who's going to be the MC of our launch program today. Kimberly.
Thanks. Hi, everybody. Thanks, Pete. So, Launch, as you know, is our innovation platform and the program where we share breakthrough innovations and creative solutions that companies who've qualified to participate present on stage. At Phocuswright, we believe that innovation is not only limited to startups, but it extends to scale-ups and more established companies as well. We believe that creativity and unorthodox thinking and cultivating that within an organization is something that deserves the limelight regardless of size. So today, you will find that we have companies who are really focusing on something that we like to think of as the innovator's dilemma. So it's really a choice that companies have to make regularly. Do they invest in perfecting old ideas and solutions, or do they invest in new solutions that can upend their core business and change the way that we do business? Well, here today, we have innovators who are looking at doing that for Europe, the Middle East, and Africa, and we're delighted to have them here. So how does Launch work? Well, as Pete said, each innovator will have 6 minutes to present their company and to tell us why now is the time they believe that it should be thriving in the marketplace. After that, we'll have them judged on their market opportunity, level of innovation, competitive advantages, differentiation, traction, product market fit, and that ever-evasive X factor that threads through it all. After each presentation, we'll hear from our focus group, which has been carefully selected and comprised to give diverse perspectives from industry leaders. We have startup founders, sales and strategy leaders, investors, and technology executives who are lending their insight to the conversation today. So the focus group members will give us their initial read on the likelihood of success of the product, and they'll also give us a little bit of an understanding of the marketplace context. Finally, the launch presenter will have an opportunity to kind of answer or clear up some of the questions that the focus group members may have. Now, focus group members come in peace. They're really here to help the innovators to understand how they might be able to shape their products. So after all the presentations have finished, we're going to need you to vote. We don't tally any points for today's activity, but we will ask all of you to select our People's Choice winner. Now, that People's Choice winner will be invited to come out to Phocuswright Conference in Phoenix in November, and they will also be part of our Travel Tech Fellowship for 1 year. So they're counting on your votes, and we're going to ask you to give them to us after the final innovator has done his or her presentation. We won't open voting until then. So as you can see, the Slido link will be the place where you can go in and vote, but that will not be open until the final presenter has completed. So that's everything. So we'll bring our focus group up onto the stage. Please come on up. We have 6 people that we're welcoming to the stage, including Adi Kuwadia from Expedia Group, Chantal Noble-Halderson from Certares, Chris Crowley from Duetter Cloud. There are 2 Chris's. Chris Hemmeter from Thayer Ventures, Julie White from Wyndham Hotels and Resorts, and Tim Hughes from Agoda. Okay, great. As you can see, truly representative mix of perspectives and priorities from many different areas of the industry. They are also armed and dangerous with a paddle to vote up or down for initial reactions to presentations. And we thank you all for your time and expertise in being here. So next up are our presentations. Thanks to all of our launch participants for making it this far. We remember that everyone who is here today has qualified to be here. They've been through a rigorous Phocuswright analyst briefing and training. They are headquartered in the EMEA region, or they have meaningful sales focus or a customer base here. There's no funding limit to participate, but they must be presenting a new breakthrough product. So they've all embraced the innovator's dilemma. And we know that some of them have lost sleep, and some of them maybe have lost some friends with their doggedly pursuit of their ideas. So we're happy to welcome them here today. And first up today is Paolo Medgini. Paolo.